This is a San Francisco market update for the month of October 2023. I'm going to compare the data from October 2022 with 2023 and see what changes have been happening. And I'll give a little bit of my commentary on what I'm seeing in the market. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with single family homes. So the number of new listings that hit the market in October 2022 was 243, and that number in 2023 was 239. So that's a decrease of 1.6% year over year. Pending sales last year was 195, and this year that number is 228. So that's an increase of 16.9% year over year. The number of sold listings last year was 192, and this year that number is 199. That's an increase of 36% year over year. Median sales price last year was 1.67 million, and this year it is 1.65 million. So that's a decrease of 1.2% year over year. Average sales price last year was 2.211 million and some change, and this year that number is 2.326 million and some change. So that's an increase of 5.2% year over year. Average days on market last year was 28, and this year that number is 23, a decrease of 17.9% year over year. The number of active listings was 473 last year, and that number is 422 this year. So that's a decrease of 10.8% year over year. The percentage of properties that sold over the list price was 64.1% last year, and that number is 68.3% this year. And last year, on average, homes sold for 7.1% over the list price. This year, they're selling for 8.1% over the list price. Lastly, months of inventory was 2.3 last year, and that number is 2.6 this year. So all in all, there's not a ton of significant changes year over year in our real estate market for single family homes in San Francisco, aside from the number of pending sales. So the number of offers that have been accepted in the month of October went up significantly this year over last year. Median and average sales prices have remained pretty much unchanged, except for average is a little bit more, homes selling for 5% more than they were last year on average, and that the amount of active listings, the number of homes for sale at the end of the month, was down a little bit under 11% year over year. So inventory is down a little bit this year. So all in all, seems to be a pretty relatively even market. Interest rates have recently bumped down a little bit last week. I'm making this video in mid-November. So the last couple of weeks, interest rates went down pretty quickly, pretty significantly. So that's going to be interesting to see if that causes a rush of buyers getting into the market, or maybe writing higher offers than they otherwise would have if interest rates were still in the 7.5–8% range. Okay, moving on to condos, TICs, co-ops here in San Francisco. The number of new listings that hit the market last year, 378. This year, that number is 313. So that's a decrease of 17.2% year over year. The number of pending sales last year was 221, and this year that number is 212, a decrease of 4.1% year over year. The number of sold listings last year was 224, and this year that number is 187. So that's a decrease of 16.5% year over year. Last year, the median price was 1.2 million, whereas this year, the median sales price is 1.185. So that's a decrease of 1.3% year over year. Average sales price last year was 1.418 million and some change. This year, that number is 1.274 million and some change. So that's a decrease of 10.1% year over year. Days on market last year was 43 days, and this year that number is 47 days, an increase of 9.3% year over year. The number of active listings last year was 1,096, whereas this year that number is 931, a decrease of 15.1% year over year. The percentage of properties that sold over the asking price last year was 37.5%. This year that number is 34.8%. On average, homes last year sold for 100.4% of their list price. This year that number is 99.7%. Lastly, months of inventory last year was 3.9 months. This year that number is 5.1 months. All in all, the market continues to slow down for condos, co-ops, TICs here in San Francisco. Specifically, the number of new listings that hit the market over the month went down, and the number of sold homes during the month went down as well. Median price kind of remained static, but average sales price went down significantly by 10% in the double digits. And although days on market did not go up that much, the number of active listings went down rather significantly year over year. But all in all, being in the 5.1 months of inventory technically puts us in more of a buyer's market for condos, TICs, co-ops here in San Francisco. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave any comments or questions or feedback about this video. It would be really helpful for me to grow my channel and provide more videos like this and become better at making videos like this that are valuable to people like you who might be thinking about buying, selling, investing in real estate here in the San Francisco Bay Area. As always, don't hesitate to reach out if you might be thinking about doing something real estate related. Would love to just give you some information or help you make your next move. Thanks again. My name is Joe Poliak with Rise Homes.